Referee today is Greg McCallum. He's, David, right, I think, some years ago he refereed a Brisbane match.
He did in the National Panasonic. He refereed the semi-final against Parramatta. Let's see how he goes today.
There's Terry Madison starting the ball in play now, carrying back here towards Kerry Bowstead. Bowstead immediately sends it across over in centre, and coming up to take it there will be Marr, the lock forward.
Interesting, Bill, to hear the comments of Mark Graham before the match there with Terry Kennedy, where he said that they are intent on moving the ball around, and it'll be interesting to see whether the Broncos have trouble containing them. That's what they're running into problems with, Dave. No one yet has really taken on this North Sydney defence. They all want to fiddle around in front of the line.
Well, Lewis has done it now. Teven up over halfway, chased by Bowstead. The pass back on the inside, it's gone astray. Took the wrong option, and a penalty to North Sydney.
He's got him for holding down a player. Is he from stopping him from actually getting up to get the ball? But beautiful break from Lewis, found Teven. I thought Teven should have just tried out Doherty. John Doherty, not the fastest man around. Here's Rowan Teven. Here he starts looking for defence too early. He'd already had the winger in behind him. He really should have taken on the fullback. Let's have a look at it here. Yeah, there's a fair penalty. Teven holding back one of the North Sydney wingers.
Out for the lock forward, Kevin Marr. Stood in the tackle and tried to unload. He got it out the back door. There's Toole again with another great bust upfield. He's bumped through, he's in open space, the ball's gone loose, that will be 6 more. Dived on by Jamie Toot, and the pressure back on the Broncos again. Very lucky they didn't concede a penalty there as well, the Broncos. Florimo out to French, went on the zone, pass for Bowstead, Kerry Bowstead, the corner flag, but the pass was forward anyway. It will come back for the scrum 10 metres out. Well, but gee, haven't they put the pressure on?
They're certainly playing a bright brand of football. Here it is, the pass from Brett French, this one. Gets through the tackle, fires it up to Bowstead around Hancock, and Bowstead trying to finish off, just takes the corner post, so it wouldn't have been a try anyway. Scrum to pack, back 10 metres infield.
Well, the attacking has been done mostly by North Sydney in this first half. Hancock stood in the tackle, driven to the ground. 3-man tackle by North Sydney. Coming in over the top was Gary Smith. There's Matteson from dummy half. You can really feel the bump in those tackles from North Sydney. Canescu with the head down, trying to burrow his way to the quarter line. Successfully achieves that now. Dowling takes it beyond that mark, wrapped up by Ray. Bulldog to the ground. 25 minutes gone first half, still no score at Bear Park. Langer to Lewis. Lewis has done a lot of running in this first half. There's Johns into open space, off a perfect Lewis pass. He's in open space, flying for the line. Teven's back inside. Alan Langer. And Alan Langer races away. Tremendous try. The third try of 1988. He's now scored in the last 3 matches, and he's opened the scoring 25 minutes into this first half.
Brilliant try from the little fellow. All the work done on the outside. Let's have a look at it. Lewis once again, the initiator. Pops the ball back inside to Chris Johns. Look at the acceleration here. Left the North's players absolutely for dead. The little halfback Toot couldn't get him. I thought Teven could have stayed on the outside and scored it. He elected to come back on the inside. Draws the fullback. Still work to be done with Bowstead coming across in cover defence. But Alan Langer, all of a sudden, Norths ran out of defenders. And the little fellow Langer gets across right under the sticks.
Well, once again, David, the try was conceived back beyond halfway by a superb Wally Lewis pass. John showed great acceleration. Teven, in only his second first-grade game, backed up beautifully, and little Alan Langer streaks away for the Broncos' first try of this match at North Sydney Oval.
Here it is from the head on now. Watch Lewis as he fades slightly across field and puts the gap back on the inside for Johns there. Johns read it nicely. Defence going one way. Acceleration. Shot out of a gun here. Toole took the wrong man. Make sure he gets away from the little halfback in Toot, and then looks for Teven. I thought Teven could have stayed there. He would have gone all the way. Elected to come back on the inside. Brought him back into a little bit of traffic. Stood up Doherty nicely, and then Teven, well aware of Bowstead coming across. The Broncos too many men. Good backup play right under the sticks.
Terry Madison has successfully converted, so the scoreline here at North Sydney Oval, 6 points to 0 in favour of the Brisbane Broncos.
So now we see a break up the centre coming through. There is Smith, sends it away outside to French. French is running around. Now he gets a pass on this time to Ray. Ray over the top. It'll be taken by Bowstead. This will be interesting. Bowstead going for the corner. Hancock's after him, but Bowstead is in. Gary Boosted over for the try for North Sydney, and listen to the home crowd go wild.
Well, Queensland score another try. Great break this one from Brett French. Tony Ray was backing up like a good hooker should, right down the middle of the field, and another Queenslander bobs up on the outside. The nice pass back on the inside. Look there, Gary Smith, another Queenslander. Then Brett French. He'll get to the fullback and Colin Scott. Tony Ray, look at him make good ground to get there. Looks outside. Who should be there? The international winger and Kerry Boosted back on deck. And Hancock just hasn't got the pace to get back to him. Kerry Boosted sets his sights for the corner post and gets across nicely. North Sydney's first try.
David, no greater sight in rugby league than to see this little man flying. Kerry Boosted, 25 tests and 15 tries for Australia. He's on the comeback trail, and that couldn't have timed any better for North Sydney. A tremendous try, and they're right back in this ball game. But as you mentioned, very much the Queensland connection in the lead up to the try.
There's Brett French, draws Colin Scott. Then good work from Tony Ray. Real class player, Tony Ray, playing in the hooking position today. Played back row for Brothers. Out to Kerry Boosted. They're not going to have the pace to get to him as he puts his ears back, flies for the corner. They're across for their first try.
Hancock had been drawn in there by Ray. That left Kerry Boosted with the run of the race from there. And he set his sights on that quarter peg and no one was going to stop him. Here's Doherty back onto his mark. Pretty difficult kick. He's very, very close to the touchline. It's swinging round all right. It looks good. It's straight over the dot in the finish. And so the Bears level it up. It's 6 points all here at North Sydney Oval. Good kick there by Doherty.
Toot. North Sydney inside their own half. Doherty, then Florimo runs onto it very quickly. Out to French. French has got support of Boasted on the outside. That's Boasted with the ball. Up towards the 22. Keeps the kick in play. Back goes Colin Scott. Allows it to bounce inside his own in goal. Beat the tackle of French. And he'll run it up towards the 22. So again, some tremendous pressure by this North Sydney side, and Florimo was the one that set it up as he burst onto the ball inside his own 22. And that was a tragic set of injuries for Les Kiss to keep him out of the North Sydney camp in 88. Back it goes for John Doherty. The attempted field goal to break the deadlock. It's got the legs, but it's away right of the upright. And it goes dead in goal. No, it doesn't. And finally forced by Colin Scott, but he can't afford to do that.
McCallum there asking his touch judge whether the ball went dead. Let's have a look at it. Colin Scott waiting for it. Now on the line is dead. The ball did bounce back toward him then. And let's see what he's finally ruled. Yes, the ball has gone dead from the kick.
Canescu a dummy half. There's Madison, kept the pass up for Billy Noakett. Look forward, the crowd thought so as well. Quickly to his feet. Here's a chance now for the Broncos. Lewis runs square, showed it up for Teven. Teven inside the 22. Kilroy, try to the Broncos. Joey Kilroy's third try for the year. And the Broncos in the lead by 10 points to 6. And I can assure you, the trio from up north will warm to that, the Kilroy fan club.
Lewis again starts it off. What a great one, this one from Teven to bust through the tackle of Ian French. Joe Kilroy on the spot. Great finisher, Joe. Puts his head down. Away he goes. John Doherty can't stop him. Kilroy across in the corner. Look at Lewis. He's got plenty of time just to fade across field. Looks for his runner. Gets to the defensive line. Then executes the pass. Absolutely critical that. Out to Teven. Out then to Joe Kilroy. And Kilroy, too much pace for the veteran in Doherty, and he gets across in the corner. From head on, it'll look excellent. Watch Lewis, executes the pass on the defensive line. Here's the key. Commit somebody, commits two. One of the French brothers, Brett French and Florimo, puts Teven on the burst, and then out to Joe Kilroy, and finishes off Joe Kilroy. No better finisher in the game in the corner.
From an identical position to John Doherty's, and the result is just the same. So the Broncos lead by 12 points to 6 at North Sydney Oval. Final tackle. Watch for Lewis on the blind. There's Billy Noakett. He's over, is he? Referee McCallum looks to his touch judge, and that's a try to the Broncos. They lead by 16 points to 6 halfway through the second half.
Good pressure football this from the Broncos, keeping the ball alive right to the end of the tackle count, and even this North Sydney crowd appreciative of a high standard of football. Good strength from Billy Noakett to bust his way over. Canescu had tried it earlier. I'd say Wayne Bennett has said, let's stop fiddling around when we get near this try line. Let's be positive. Let's go for the line. We've seen Canescu held up a couple of moments ago, and from this angle from behind, we'll see who Billy Noakett goes over the top of. Tony Ray couldn't handle him. Noakett pushes and keeps pushing with the feet. Make sure he goes over the top of 3 North Sydney defenders.
There's the kick. He's raised the flags. It's 18 to 6 at North Sydney Oval. Halfway mark of this second half.
Sending it across field. Florimo coming through now. Ooh, ball rolling loose. Still roll loose. Towed through. Going out after it is the Broncos going to be pulled up there. They'll play on. Coming up as dummy half is Kinescu. If he can get... Yes, he's going to go from the dummy half and over for the try. He's in for it. Another one on the board for the Broncos. A lead of 22 points to 6.
Well, alert play by Kinescu, realising no one from his own team was up there to support him. But obviously checked out the lack of defence on that blind side. Let's have a look at it. Pretty easy stuff because North had never recovered from that mistake in their own back line. A kick through by Hancock. Quick play the ball. Kinescu ducks out to the left-hand side of the ruck and puts it down right at the feet of the referee, Greg McCallum. Here it is. There's Hancock kicking the ball through. He elected to try and dive on this one. Maybe a little grubber kick could have given him the try first up. Didn't possibly realise that the pressure was on so close to him. There it is, only about 1.5 metres out from the try line. Greg Kinescu claps his hands, says, get up quickly. Only one player there in defence. Little duck out of dummy half and across the line for the Broncos' third try of the second half.
So we wait for Madison to convert the try. Attempt to convert it anyway. Let's see what he can do. It's on its way. It is there. Terry Madison in fine form today. That makes it 24 points to 6. The Broncos in command.
Jamie Tudor dummy half. They come on the short line. No, they go the open.
Whoops, punches up. Lewis and Florimo.
There goes Toole. Good bust up the middle. Dorahy stood in the tackle. Got it back again. Ray Florimo. Florimo's broken clear. Florimo will score.
No, he's lost it.
It's gone forward. The referee rules no try.
Great tackle, Joe Kilroy, right at the last. There's Joey getting upset. What happened? Joe, you just saved the try. He gets a pat on the back. Florimo complaining about something, possibly about the punch-up with Lewis about a half an hour ago. He was the guy who nearly scored the try. Here he is, steady side to the line. Who should make it there right at the last? Joe Kilroy. Desperation, knocked the ball clear. Great work from Kilroy. No easy tries. Saved the day.
But again, the defence is there on tackle number 5. There's the kick across the goal mouth. Kilroy can't pick it up. Teasdale, Freddie Teasdale scores for North Sydney. Their second try. It's 24 points to 10, and the try coming from the bomb.
Yeah, kick just inside the field of play. Looked like Joe had it for a moment. Madison tried to give him good protection here, but quickly North in to try and interfere in it. Joe just couldn't handle it, and then Teasdale picking up the loose ball. It hadn't been knocked on at that stage, and the replacement player, Fred Teasdale, gets across for North's second try. It was Dorahy who kicked out of the dummy half. Had been good defence here from the Broncos up until then. Fullinger goes up with it along with Joe. The ball is knocked down. Teasdale on the spot and finishes it off.
Here it is once again. You see that kick going up. And you'll get an idea of how close Kilroy was to it, but he just couldn't reach areas. He just falls out of his off his fingers and picked up by Teasdale and North Sydney in for their second try in the match.
There's the kick floating through. The points are on the board. It's 24 points to 12 at North Sydney Oval.
But they come up against Parramatta next week at Lang Park, and they'll want to be on their medal then as well.
That's Keith G with it now as we move into the final 10 seconds of the match. The final tackle's on its way. Madison waits with it, sends it back over to Langer. Langer puts up a little one. They go up for it, and there's the full-time hooter, but a penalty given to North Sydney.
Well, it's hardly worth going through the motion. They've taken the quick tap. Let's just hang on to him. Well, he says, I'm offside. I don't even want to even tackle you. And finally, Greg McCallum says, we'll call it a day.